Welcome back to my channel, Logan Speed Shop. Today back into the RX7. She's pretty pulled apart. Spent a couple of hours the other day just pulling all the interior apart. Got the carpet chilling on the roof. Really need to wash all that, but waiting for it to be sunny so it'll actually dry out. Apart from that though, mocked some stuff up. Got the rear bumper on the car just so make sure it wasn't warped because they hadn't fitted it. Side skirt taped on there, mould taped on there. Fender kind of loosely bolted on. Front bumper, a little bit more moulding there, and it's got no fiberglass lip because I couldn't find a genuine one. But yeah, she's all sitting how it should. Pretty happy because that means I get to pull it all apart. Oh, and my boy Pete helped me out with some nice mirrors that suit the car a little bit better than the factory ones. Paid a little bit more than I expected to pay either for mirrors, but you can justify it. Makes the car look that much nicer. But really, I'm going to try and knock out a heap of small jobs today. So we've got a fuel pump, need to chuck that in there. Probably connect it up to the dash as well and just set the fuel pump level now, hook some power up to it. So I can have that all set. Got the paint and some prep stuff sitting in there. Still got to get it a bit more. What else have we got to do? Got to pull all the panels off that I put on. All this front end stuff's got to come off. Going to weld the clamps onto the radiator, get that all sorted. That, and I want to play with the welder. Finish welding these underneath. Yeah, just a lot of little jobs. And maybe play with a bit of the wiring on the inside. I don't know, we'll see where the video takes us. Let's do this bloody fuel pump. So, just bloody drilled the center out of this, so it popped out. So that was the main power lug. And it's just too small, especially because it's going to be running a 525 pump and it just needs as much as it can get. So you drilled that out, got the hole there, got these lugs from Raceworks. Was going to run one for power, one for negative, but I just don't have enough space to drill another hole comfortably. Oh, I might do actually. I might try and get one under here or in the middle here. I really would rather do it. Yeah, bugger it. I'm going to drill another hole. Get both of them in there. I was going to use the factory one and then do a earth off the top to the body. Because of course the tank, although it might appear to be earthed, technically is rubber mounted to the chassis, so it's got a shit earth. So using the factory one is not ideal. But yes, we'll go, even the sender can be a bit problematic like that, but we're just going to leave it as it should earth through one of these wires. Yeah, we'll drill a hole. Drill one through here, chuck the other one on, chuck this in the vise, and then we'll get this bad boy in there. The bottom of the holder has been cut off by the previous owner, so what I'm going to do is chuck a tape measure down into the tank. The tank I still have to drain, so I might do that at the same time, just so I can set it to the maximum depth. That way we know the pump's working to its full capacity. Gonna have to clearance that little bugger a bit. The nut won't quite get past the sender unit, so we'll just take a little bit off that and we'll tighten up with the Allen key. Easy as. Alright, tape measure in the tank. If we go up there right on the bottom to the lip, let's call that 25. That gives us a couple of millimeters for the top of the tank. So we want the filter to sit, sorry, 250, not 25, 25 centimeters, 250 millimeters from the top. So bang bang, that should give us the right, unless my measurement's wrong. So let's get that pump in here. Alright, let's get this bloody fuel hose on there. The pump will measure up once the hose is on there. Hose will be a bit long, obviously. They pretty much has to be touching just off it. I don't want to cut that bump off. Just saves me flaring out another end. With this, you want to make sure you use submersible hose, because normal hose will die. So as long as you do that, you'll be sweet. Sometimes you can get away with using the hose that was on it if you just want to be a little bit dodgy like that. Otherwise, chuck new hose on. We've got the plug here, wiring here, so we'll run the power up to the power lug, ground up to the ground lug. The power lug, when we do it, we're going to mark it as well, so we know if it spins. As when we get a crimp end, one of these buggers on there, we get to spin, suddenly we can have it earth out. So we want to make sure we know exactly what position that's in. So a little bit of a paint marker, and we're away laughing. Just like that, we got the 525 all mounted in. Bit of a regret when I tried it in the tank and the bloody sock got soaked in fuel and I got that all over me, but that's okay. Got the power lug there, just gonna bend that up just a touch without too much force on it, and I've got it marked where the lug is going through. That way when I tighten this top nut up, I can make sure it doesn't twist. Ground, not too much of a stress, it touches the body. The little lugs I've used are the ones supplied by Raceworks. Probably could have gone a touch bigger, but these are a little bit flexible and work perfect for the job. I gotta trust the kit. But yeah, everything's cable tied off nice. We got a ground up the top, positive there. Good to go. All I want to do now is let's set the level. So for that, I need to connect this onto the dash. So I'm going to make a setup where I've got power going to the dash and ground and signal going to this fuel sender. That way hopefully I can set the sender up before even putting it in the tank. Bit of a play around, I've never done it this way, but the logic says it'll work. How's this for a jury rig setup? Powered by a Milwaukee 12 volt battery, power and earth going straight to it. We got just a couple of old leads I had lying around that I pushed into the back of a plug for this bugger. USB going to the laptop, program setup. Just been measuring the voltage. Checked the point, well, that was already on there. So that's been my point to test the voltage off. Check it on there. As you can see, well, you might be able to see there. But yeah, 0.47 dead empty. So I set that to 0.45. Show you how I've done that actually. So voltage 0.5, empty, 0.05 full. It's all been set up. So when we move that sensor, you can see it climb and should get to 100%. I haven't actually tested it. There we are, 100%. Let go, it's down, it's falling, gets below 20%, she goes red. Just that simple. But at least I've got it calibrated within reason, so I can chuck this back in the tank. All the fuel is drained. It's just a little bit left in there. I'll get a spare pump and pump it out, and that way I can get some fresh fuel in. You ever take a step back from your working area and go, Jesus, I need to have a clean up? Well, that's me now. And to be honest, probably not going to have a clean up. I want to get a few more parts off this before I start that. Just got to push it outside. I want to see it one last time with a few bits on it. Gonna rip out this bad boy now, the intercooler. Just want to weld on the fittings on the end of it, so let's get a couple of parts off. Gonna try and leave the body panels on for now, so I want to wait till probably the next couple of days before I rip them off, just so I can start prepping them all at once. So yeah, the wing mirrors, lip. And just like that, both the ends of the intercooler are welded and ready to go for the Raceworks HD clamp, sorry. So I have 2 O-rings on each end. This would slide snugly over. This bugger goes over the end, clamps on, holds on. No need for silicone joiners. Got light movement there, can rotate a little bit each way when it's done up tight. Not a huge amount, but just enough. So yeah, just protects from any boost leaks and it's tidier. No more clamps to worry about. Just easier in general. Just means my fab work's got to be that much more precise, which I'm trying to practice on. Hence why I want to use these as well. Wow, I need to sand that back. I can't leave it like that. Jesus, I got some runs. Wow, I screwed that up real good. Alright, sand that back. I was out of paint anyway. Just run the orbital over that, fix it up. I just can't leave it. Even though it's pretty much hidden. He's even unhappy about it. Alright, but I'm going to close off the video here. One thing I never do is, if you've made it this far, go subscribe on my channel, see the progress as it comes up every week. Once video, maybe 2 a week. Let's get this Kelly car done.